This is the first presidential election
That's
since
fairly.
the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade.
Oh, good God.
This morning, the court ruled on yet another abortion case, temporarily allowing emergency abortions to continue in Idaho, despite that state's restrictive ban. Former President Trump, you take credit for the decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, which returned the issue of abortion to the states.
Correct.
But it wasn't
However,
him. It was the
the
Supreme
federal
Court.
government still plays a role in whether or not women have access to abortion pills. They're used in about two-thirds
dude,
of all abortions.
I thought Biden was
As
going to last
president,
at least
would
half an
you
hour.
block abortion medication?
First of all, the Supreme Court just
By the
approved
way,
the
hi,
abortion
Sosa.
bill.
They
and
did.
I agree with their decision to have done that, and I will not block it. And if you look at this whole question that you're asking, complex but not really complex. 51 years ago, you had Roe v. Wade, and everybody wanted to get it back to the states. Everybody, without exception. Democrats, Republicans,
that's
liberals,
not true.
conservatives.
It's not true.
Everybody wanted it back. Religious leaders.
It's not
And
true.
what I did is
It's
I
not
put
fucking
three
true
great
at all.
Supreme Court justices on the court, and they happened to vote in favor of killing Roe v. Wade and moving it back to the states.
They
This is
reversed the
something
decision.
that everybody wanted. Now, 10 years ago,
Well, no,
or so,
that's
they
not
started
true.
talking about how many weeks and how many this, getting into other things. But every legal scholar throughout the world, the most
I gave him a
respected,
half hour
wanted
because
it
of the
brought
State
back
of the
to
Union.
States. I did that. Now
I don't
the
know what
states
they
are
gave
working
him,
it
but-
out. If you look at Ohio, it was a decision that was an end result that was a little bit more liberal than you would have thought. Kansas,
In
I would say
Ohio?
the same thing. Texas is different.
Oh,
Florida is
I'm
different.
sorry, it got
but They're all
overturned.
making their own decisions right now, and right now the states control it. That's the vote of the people. Like Ronald Reagan, I believe in the exceptions. I am a person that believes. And frankly, I think it's important to believe in the exceptions. Some people, you have to follow your heart. Some people don't believe in that. But I believe in the exceptions for rape, incest, and the life of the mother. I think it's very important. Some people don't follow
Did
your
Donald
heart.
Trump
but
just say that?
You have to get elected also. And because that has to do with other things. You got to get elected. The problem they have is they're radical because they will take the life of a child in the 8th month, the 9th
Trump
month, and
is
even
shooting
after birth.
a little hyperbolic,
If you look at the
but
former governor of Virginia, he was willing to do this. He said, we'll put the baby aside and we'll determine what we do with the baby, meaning we'll kill the baby. What happened is we
That
brought
seems
it back
hyperbolic,
to the
but
states, and the
I've seen
country is
some
now
crazy
coming together
stuff.
on this issue. It's been a great thing.
read some
Thank
crazy
you.
stuff.
President Biden?
It's been a terrible thing, what you've done.
Has
The
it?
fact is that
He
the vast
didn't do
majority
it!
of constitutional scholars supported Roe when it was decided. Supported Roe. And
Trump didn't
that
do it. The
that's-
Supreme
this
Court
idea
did
that
it.
They were all against it. It's just ridiculous. And this is the guy who says the state should be able to have it. We're in a state where in 6 weeks, you don't even know whether you're pregnant or not, but you cannot see a doctor, and have him decide on what your circumstances are, whether you need help. The idea that states are able to do this is a little like saying we're going to turn civil rights back to the states. Let each state have a different rule.
That's a
Look,
valid
there's so
point.
many young women who have been, including a young woman who just was murdered, and he went
Well,
to
there
the
was a
funeral.
constitutional amendment.
The idea that she was murdered by an immigrant coming in. They talk about that, but here's the deal.
What are you
There's a lot
talking
of
about?
young women are being raped by their in-laws, by their spouses, brothers and sisters, it's just ridiculous. And they
I
can
don't
do
think
nothing
there's a
about
law,
it.
and
they
most
try to
of
arrest them when they
most
cross state lines.
mandates have exceptions for rape
There have
and
been
incest.
many young women murdered by the same people he allows to come across our border. We have a border that's the most dangerous place anywhere in the
Stay
world.
on track.
Considered the most dangerous place anywhere in the world. And he opened it up, and these killers are coming into our country, and they are
RFK
raping
wants
and
to say
killing
something.
women. And it's a terrible thing. As far as the abortion is concerned, it is now back with the states. The states are voting. In many cases, it's frankly a very liberal decision. In many cases, it's the opposite. But they're voting.
By the way,
and it's
everybody,
bringing
if
it
you're
back to the
watching
vote
and
of
you
the
haven't
people,
already,
which
please
is what
subscribe.
everybody wanted, including the founders, if they knew about this issue, which frankly they
And
didn't.
like the video.
But they would have.
Por favor.
Everybody wanted brought back. Ronald Reagan wanted it brought back. He wasn't able to get it. Everybody wanted it brought back, and many
I
presidents.
know,
have
he's
tried to
chomping
get
at
it
the
back.
bit.
I was the one
RFK
do
wants
it.
to
And
talk.
again, this gives it the vote of the people, and that's where they wanted it. Every legal scholar wanted it that way.
He's ready to pounce. Oh,
Your
finally.
position on Roe v. Wade.
I've spent probably more energy protecting medical freedom than any other leader in this country. and bodily autonomy. So I think that abortion should be the choice of a woman. And
He's been
that I
pretty
worry
consistent
about
on this.
state involvement until the baby reaches viability. And I think the states have an increasing
Yeah, but what's viability? That's the
viability
problem.
outside the womb.
Oh,
And I think the states have
he read my
an
mind.
increasing interest
Maybe
in
he's
protecting that
watching.
child. My policy on abortion is called more choice, fewer abortions. And that's because 52% of the abortions in this country, the woman says that economic considerations played the key role in her decision. Every abortion is a tragedy.
I don't know if that's accurate,
Many
but I
women
believe
don't
it.
want to have abortions. Over half of them have them because they do not believe that they can care for that child for financial reasons. I don't think that that should happen in this country. I have a child care program. As I talked to you before, every dollar that we spend on weapons provides about 2 jobs. Every $1 million that we spend on weapons provides 2 jobs, creates 2 jobs. Every $1 million that we spend on child care creates 22 jobs. It's good for our economy. It's good for choice. It's good for limiting abortions, and that's what I'll do as president.
I don't have many notes.